Hello again, everyone. This is Rogers Redding, National Coordinator of Football Officials, and I want to welcome you again to another in the series of these media videos that we're producing every couple of weeks or so. This is the fifth in the series. We'll have one more scheduled that will be out Thanksgiving week. Again, we have several plays here. These will be of interest to you because they show situations that are quirky from a standpoint of the rules sometimes, situations showing a legal way that a defender can separate a receiver from the ball without committing a targeting foul. Also this week we're including a new feature, and that is some replay videos from our National Director of Instant Replay, Jim Blackwood, whose voice you'll hear on these plays. So I hope these are of interest to you, and again I appreciate the comments and the feedback that we've gotten for these videos. Okay, now let's get to the plays. Here's an illustration of a substitution infraction where the defensive team, the receiving team on a kick, is caught with 12 players in the formation on the field. I wanted to show this because it illustrates the point that if the 12 players are in the formation, this is a dead ball foul. The play is shut down and does not count. And in this case, it's an expensive penalty because since it was fourth and less than 5 yards, then the penalty actually resulted in a first down because of the yardage, a 5-yard penalty. So this is an expensive penalty and a good illustration of a dead ball foul for having too many players in the formation.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 12 in the formation. 5-yard penalty. The penalty results in a first down.
Here we have a rather unusual play from a couple of standpoints. This is an extra point attempt, and notice that the holder muffs the snap, never gets it put down for the kicker, picks it up, tries to run with it. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up by the defensive team and returned for an apparent touchdown. However, well behind the play, you're going to see a teammate of the ball carrier knock an opponent down. Now this is a personal foul because it is action against a player who's clearly out of the play. In other words, there's no need for this block at all. It doesn't have any impact on the play, but it could be an injury situation. And so the rules call for a personal foul whenever there's this kind of action against a player who's clearly out of the play. It wipes out the score, and the referee correctly announces that the penalty does not carry over to the kickoff. It would carry over if it had been deemed a flagrant personal foul, such as a targeting foul or some other flagrant personal foul. But an ordinary sort of garden variety personal foul, the penalty does not carry over, but it does wipe out the score.
Personal foul, return team, that penalty wipes off the score and is not carried over to the kickoff. Oh.
Here we have a correct call for blocking below the waist against an offensive lineman. You'll see that number 57 on the offense cuts a defender low from the side. Now once that ball leaves the tackle box, he's got to have that block come directly from the front in order for it to be legal. As we say, between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, forward of the player being blocked. This is intended to be a safer block where the player being blocked can see it coming. So this is correctly called as a foul. We get good commentary by the announcers on this play to explain why this is a foul.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, offense, number 57, 15-yard penalty.
Way back to your end, and watch 57, I think he's the guard, he's going to be right over here, coming this way late. Now once the ball leaves that zone, all cut blocks, they need to be from in the front. We define that by 10 and 2 o'clock in front of the defender.
This play shows action that is offensive pass interference. You'll see that number 11, the receiver on the offense that's in the circle there at the beginning of the video, blocks against number 6 and drives him back and clears space for the receiver who ultimately catches the pass to cut off of that block and catch a pass for a touchdown. So this should be offensive pass interference because if the offensive player initiates the contact and drives the player back, then this is a good case of offensive pass interference. Here's a play where a runner is about to score a touchdown and he dives over the goal line into the end zone. Now, there are circumstances in which this would be unsportsmanlike conduct if it is judged, for example, that he's just showing off Here, however, there are pursuers close enough to potentially make a tackle, and so it's legitimate for him to go ahead and dive into the end zone, and there would be no flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. So the officials were correct to let this go because this is not considered showing off. This is considered a part of the play to evade the tacklers. One of the reasons for the targeting foul carrying such a stiff penalty is the hope is that players will change their behavior. Here's an illustration of where this may have taken place. This is a very vicious hit on a receiver that a defender throws against him. But notice that this is perfectly legal. It's to the chest, he gets his head out of the way. There's no targeting in the sense of going after the head or neck area. So this is just a good hard football play. And it illustrates that a defender can legally separate a receiver from the ball without committing a targeting foul. This play shows a rather unusual chop block. We usually think of chop blocks as occurring in the offensive line where a couple of linemen high-low a defensive player right across from them. But here's a play out in space, so to speak, where two players on the offensive team low-high an opponent. And so this is a chop block correctly announced by the referee with both numbers because it takes two people to make this foul. So I just wanted to show this. It's a little unusual to be out in space like this rather than right at the line of scrimmage. So good call by the officials to catch this and a good announcement by the referee.
Personal foul, chop block, 55 and 70 on the offense. 15 yards from the spot of the foul, replay third down.
This play shows a blocked field goal attempt, and it gives me an opportunity to talk about the fact that the rules for kicks are different from the other parts of the football game. Take a look at the clock. Notice that it's very late in the fourth quarter. Also notice that it's second down. That's a key part of this play. The kick is blocked, and the kicking team recovers the ball behind the neutral zone. The ball never crosses the neutral zone, but the kicking team recovers it behind the neutral zone, and the ball is dead there. Now, by rule, whenever there's a kick play, as soon as the ball is dead, the clock is stopped, and it will not start until the ball is snapped. And so since the ball never crossed the neutral zone, and the kicking team recovered the ball behind the neutral zone and it was second down, it's just going to be third down coming up. But the key point is that the clock is stopped and does not start until the ball is next legally snapped. The referee makes a nice explanation of this, and again, it's a nice example of a play that shows how the rules for kicks are different from the rest of the game.
The result of the play was a scrimmage kick that did not cross the line of scrimmage on second down. It'll be third down. The clock will restart with the next legal snap.
This play is interesting, gentlemen, from the perspective of the replay official, because what we're going to have is we're going to have ITP, legal touching on the forward pass, because the receiver there will step out of bounds at the 10, be the first to touch it and going in for the score. You see the official put the hat down, but there you can see the ball comes loose. It's on the ground. It's quickly confirmed by the quad cam from the north end zone that the ball did hit the ground, but this is an illegal touching of a forward pass because you can see number 9 is going to step out of bounds. He's not in contact with any defensive player, so he goes out on his own and is the first to come back in and touch the pass. Now, why wouldn't we make this foul? Simply because you want your communicator to tell you, is there any other flags down? If there's no flags down, why make this foul? Simply because the ball is going to be placed at the same spot, so why take time and stop the game just to burn up a couple of minutes? If there was a flag down at that point and it was on the defense, then we definitely would come in and make this foul of ITP so that we could offset. If it was a foul against the offense, we would not want to make it the foul because they would take the one with the yardage. So it's just a good decision by the replay official in this situation as he analyzed the entire aspects of the play and realized that it was not worthy and was not necessary to stop ITP. On this play, gentlemen, some more good work by the replay crew in this game. You can see here we're going to have a run, and then the guy's going to 73 picks the guy off the pile. So you see the flag's going to come out, and we're going to have a flag. So the question is, as you looked at it from upstairs, it looked like it could possibly be targeting. but we have to wait and see what the ruling on the field is. So once we hear the announcement, we can make a decision.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 73, 15-yard penalty, the down counts.
Since they didn't call targeting and you get one more look, you take another look, you see 73 lowers the crown, uses the crown of the helmet, targets a guy, so now you stop the game and you bring the referee over. So just remember, all you have to have is clear and obvious, and you have to have strong visual evidence, and you have all of that in this situation. The crown of the helmet strictly to the ear hole of the opponent, so therefore you have enough to confirm targeting.
After reviewing the play, it's been determined that number 73 led with the crown of his helmet. It was targeting. The penalty remains the same, however, number 73 has been disqualified.
That's all the plays for this time. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with some more. In the meantime, have great games this weekend, and best of luck to all of you.